it's going to be very hard following up Leo's amazing, incredible speech. But we'll try. We'll give it our best. Okay, so we are here tonight. You see the two of us, and we are twins. We are identical, and we are 5 minutes apart.
Yes, we are. We have an incredible twin bond. Yes, everyone gets us mixed up all the time, even boyfriends.
Which can get pretty awkward.
Really awkward.
Very awkward.
Very bad. And no, we are not telepathic, even though sometimes we think we are, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're really not.
Okay, now that those questions have been addressed,
Yeah, the most frequently questions, let's get them out of the way.
yeah. Okay, so show of hands, who here has ever experienced any hardships or struggles, feeling like they can't do something, or it's impossible, or it's out of your hands? I'm pretty sure everybody here has felt those struggles and their hardships, right? And it just shows that we're not alone. And so today, Elizabeth and I will talk about how we overcame our struggles and our hardships through perseverance.
Yeah, and to do that, let's rewind 11 years ago to the year 2005. In 2005, Maria and I were 13 years old, and we were not living here. We were living in a town called Newmarket, New Hampshire. And it's a very small, community-knit town on the east coast of the United States of America. It's about an hour away from Boston. And we had a pretty great life. We were both straight-A students. We played on the girls' soccer team. We had amazing friends, a loving family. And one day, in the summer of 2005, that all changed. One day our parents sat us down and they said, "Pack your bags." They said, "We're moving, we're moving." I said, "Where?" They said,
Where are we going to move?
"We're moving to Indonesia." And then our initial reaction was, why? Why are we moving? And then our reaction started to become confusion, fear, and anger.
So we just packed our bags and we literally moved 9,000 miles all the way to Bali. And I know what you're thinking, it's Bali, it's great, it's the #1 tourist destination in Indonesia. You have nothing to complain about. But we had a lot of doubts when we came here. On the plane ride, I remember thinking, are we going to be shocked by the culture? Are we going to fit in? Are we going to make friends at school? How is it going to be? And all of those doubts and those fears definitely came true.
All of them
One by
happened.
one.
Tick, tick, tick.
So we came to Bali and we were just completely culture shocked. From the people, from the sights, from the values, everything was different to us, and especially the language was a huge barrier.
You guys have to understand that we knew zero Bahasa. We came when we moved to Indonesia. And the thing was, our parents decided to put us into a local high school as opposed to an international high school in the hopes that we would settle into local life a lot faster. And the problem was that we couldn't understand what anyone was saying in school. In class, we didn't understand what the teachers were saying. We didn't have any friends, zero friends, because nobody wanted to speak to us. It's hard making friends when you can't speak the language. And everything was such a blur. And even though we were taking Bahasa lessons, in the beginning it was just impossible to understand anything. Doing simple tasks such as homework, projects, and participating in class, that was impossible for us.
And it was also hard because we were in different classes. So
We were separated.
We were separated and we weren't there for each other when we wanted to be. So I remember in class, there would be lunch breaks and we'd be sitting there all by ourselves, no friends, and breaks, we would be by ourselves, completely by ourselves. And this was also hard because we would be bullied and kids would make fun of us. And
High school kids are mean.
they're mean guys. But yeah, it was a very difficult time for us.
And I remember one memory that I don't think I'll ever forget. We had an economics pop quiz, and I was sitting there in class, and I couldn't answer any of the questions because I couldn't understand them, not one. And the teacher was making her way around the classroom, and as she was making her way around, she stopped in front of my desk. And she just said out loud in front of everyone, "Why is your paper blank?" And I honestly, embarrassingly said, "I'm sorry, I can't understand. I don't know what they mean." And I could hear in the background the students in the back just trying to contain their laughter. And right then and there, I just wanted to disappear and I wanted to die. I just wanted to die. And I remember going home that day just feeling so ashamed and discouraged. And it was moments like that, it was events like that that led me into a very dark period in my life. It led me to depression. And I knew that I was depressed because I wasn't excited about life anymore. I would wake up thinking, I don't have anything to look forward to. Not today, not tomorrow, not the next day. I felt completely alone, and I was in a very dark and fearful state.
And I think this also correlates to how we as human beings have places of fear in our lives. And that can mean a lot of things. Maybe we fear our homes because we're from a broken home, or maybe we fear uncertainty of the future. We don't know what we want to do after high school, or we don't know what we want to do after university. Or that could mean we fear what our parents want us to do as opposed to what we want to do individually. And at that time, it was definitely the place of fear was school, because this was a place where we felt like we were failures and we didn't succeed in this place, and we felt very vulnerable and we felt like we were being judged and bullied. So this was definitely our place of fear at that time.
And on top of that, we had a little thing called the UAN, the UAN. You guys know that exam that you have to pass and you have to take, and you have to pass it in order to graduate high school. And at this point, we were like, what? When they told us that, I said, wait, what? You mean if I don't pass this exam, then I don't graduate high school? That's crazy. We have like 4 or 5 months to prepare for this. And at that moment, our attitude kind of shifted and said, okay, we have to do something. We can't just sulk and be mad at our lives, and we have to
Change our mindset.
work hard to get through this. And that's when the road to perseverance started for us. It was countless hours of studying 24/7 for months, and then countless hours with private tutors, just doing everything we could to understand the material, because we knew then that failure wasn't going to be an option.
And it's also at this point where, of course we're human and we're going to feel very frustrated and we're going to be angry at ourselves, at the situation. But then it comes to a point where you ask yourselves, how do you use these emotions? How do you use them for a positive way to motivate you to keep on going each and every single day, to dig deep within you for that strength that we know we have? And so that's what happened at this point. And also it's important to note that we had an amazing support system with our parents. They reminded us each day that we can do this, and they motivated us, and they reminded us that it's okay if you fail and stumble, as long as you don't stay down, as long as you push yourself each and every single day. And they also reminded us that failure is just a way of life of pushing us to a different direction. So it's okay for that to happen, that's life. But as long as you get back up, and that's what we did.
So we took the exam, the results came back, and we passed, but barely passed. Like, this is where you need to pass, and we were like, right here. And miraculously, that happened, and it was such an amazing accomplishment for us, because we didn't even know if we could do it. And when that happened, our mindset shifted. Everything started to change, because that's when we said to ourselves, okay, if I could get through that, if I could pass and get through high school, then maybe I can do anything else that I put my mind to. And I think that's the time when we started to regain our confidence. That's when we started to believe in ourselves again. And that is so important, because believing in yourself is one of the most important things that you will ever have in this world. And after graduation, we moved on to university. We moved to Jakarta. And that's when we started to really flourish in our studies. We started to make new friends, gain new experiences. Maria and I went on to an amazing student exchange program in Germany, and then we became Indonesian delegates for APEC 2013. And I think this is when life started to look up for us.
And this was also the time where in university we decided, to kind of go out of our shell and try new things. And in high school, I remember I was always the kid that stayed quiet and didn't want to try new things.
Maria's the quiet one.
I was scared, and of course,
She's the shy one.
sometimes fear paralyzes you that way. And I thought, okay, this is university, and I'm going to try new things. And so one day, Elizabeth, she told me to try out for this Miss Canvas event that happens annually. It's called Miss UPH. And at first, I was scared. I said no, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to embarrass myself. And sometimes, that life surprises you. And she coaxed me into doing it, and I said, okay, fine, I'm going to do it. And so I did, and I learned so much through this experience. At the end of that, I won, and it surprised me. It surprised me about my potential, and that was definitely a positive stepping stone, for sure. And Elizabeth also did incredible things during university.
Yeah, I went on to graduate first in my class. Maria graduated second.
Very competitive like that. Very.
And the moral is that if you push yourself long enough and if you believe in yourself, then things will get better. Life will get better, and you will get from point A to point B. That's a guarantee.
And also, I think after university, we realized that there's so many other goals and ambitions that we wanted to achieve. And one of them for me personally was the Miss Indonesia 2014 campaign. And I said to myself, okay, am I really going to do this? I think I'm going to, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of the whole Indonesia. Am I capable of doing this? Am I good enough? And a lot of fear happening naturally. And you know what? Fear is so good for you sometimes in life. When you're scared of doing something, it reminds you that you are going out of your comfort zone, that you are trying new things, that you are expanding your horizons, and that you are growing as an individual. You're growing as a person, and that's what that did for me. At the end of the day, I tried it. Elizabeth coaxed me again. She's my little support system. So I tried it, and that really surprised me as well. It reminded me of my potential and what I can do, and how don't let your fear paralyze you into doing what you want to do or into going forward in life. And at the end, I did win Miss Indonesia, and that experience was a blessing in itself. I had to, as you can imagine, as Miss Indonesia, we have to talk in Bahasa, we have to be confident, and I never thought I could do that a couple of years back. I was so traumatized, so embarrassed about speaking in Bahasa in public, and then here I was in Indonesia, and that was my job, and I never thought I would be able to do that, which is amazing to me, which just goes to show, you never know what your potential is until you try. And after Miss Indonesia, I soon began my career in broadcast journalism, and I've done TV shows on MNC and also E-News Asia, and even my own talk show. So that's amazing to me. And also Elizabeth went out to go and have her dreams as well.
After graduation, something in my mind just kind of clicked, and I became very, very motivated, and I was very hungry to achieve my dreams of being in the fashion industry and becoming a TV show host. And I'm happy to say that after 2.5 years after graduation, Maria and I are considered to be top fashion and digital influencers here in Indonesia. We also have our own fashion blog at rainelizabeth.com. And I'm happy to say that we're the first ever Indonesian TV hosts for E-News Asia. And that's something that, I never thought would be possible. And I know that that's possible because I believed in myself, and I didn't give up, and I didn't stop after every no that I heard, which there were a lot of them. And I'm a testament to what perseverance can create. And I'm living my dream every single day, and I get to interview people such as Diane von Furstenberg, Paloma Faith, Maria Sharapova, and Dion Lee to Kuhn, all these amazing people that I look up to, and it's because I believed in myself and didn't stop when I thought I couldn't go on.
And it's also funny looking back when we first moved to Indonesia, we had a lot of whys. You know, why did we move back? Why are we here? Why do we have to be in this situation? Why is it so hard? And then now, as we're standing here, we know why we moved back to Indonesia, and we turned out okay. So, you know, it's okay to kind of question yourself, because you're going to do that in life. You're going to question yourself and your capabilities. But if you allow yourself to grow and you allow yourself to enjoy the process, then you're going to find out that it's going to be okay. And now we want to challenge you guys to not focus on our story, but to focus on your own personal story. And we know that you guys have your own personal story that is more profound than what we have shared today. And again, in life, you're going to fail, you're going to fall flat on your face, and you're going to get so many no's, and you're going to question yourself. But at the end of the day, are you willing to be terrified? Are you willing to go out and try new things and to take risks and to say no when there's so many obstacles facing you, and to say no to giving up? And that is what perseverance is. And we know that you guys all have that within you.
Exactly. And lastly, I think what Maria and I want you guys to take from this is that the words "I can" produce more energy for you than anything ever will, and that will empower you, because everything and anything you want in this life is reachable. It's reachable as long as you can empower yourself to reach out and grab it. So please don't ever stop believing, and don't ever stop persevering. Thank you.